Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric and W.H. Hobbs Plumbing, along with Jimmy Buffett. Is that Jimmy Buffett in the background? I believe it is. We got
it was Kenny Chesney.
Along with Trent Haser for the Roby family of companies, we are your hosts. If you can't tell that we have fun doing this show, then we're not portraying ourselves well, Trent.
No, we have a lot of fun, and that's why Hickey's with us today.
Jeff Hickman from South Point Solutions is nicknamed Hickey, of course, and we've been talking about LED lighting and really LED solutions. And if you've missed the last couple of segments, go back and listen, especially if you have any interest in commercial property, if you're a property manager, property owner. Jeff is in the green industry, if you missed that, which he means green for not only the environment, but he means green as in cash money.
Cash money. Were you with the Cash Money Millionaires back in the rap game?
I knew that was coming. I knew. I knew
he had to go there. He had to go there.
CMM, baby.
For those of you who don't know, I think that's Master P's group.
What was that? Mo Money?
I don't know, man. I didn't listen to that stuff. But no, I'm telling you. I sat back and listened to that last segment, man. I think that was the most educational segment I've ever had on this show. So thank you. So continue with you brought your bulbs out.
I brought the show and tell. Even though we're on the radio, it's a little bit of show and tell.
I hear you.
But this is one of the ways that we try to demonstrate when we're going through that education process and talking to a client about the differences between products, because this runs the gamut all the way through the commercial and industrial sector. But this is a very simple demonstration. So, everyone at home has a household, what we call an A19 light bulb, standard screw into your table side lamp. So you hold that, Trent. This is a lamp that you can buy at any home improvement store, or Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that. And those, you can find them. They're usually on an end cap because the prices come down so much. Those are about $2.50 a piece.
Okay.
If you were to ask me for something to go into your house or into your office space, I would recommend something like this. And I want you to tell me what you notice first off when you hold that one in your hand.
It's a lot heavier.
It's a whole lot heavier.
Like 3 times heavy.
Correct. So in the science of LED, which we won't go into, the number one aspect to keep in mind is heat dissipation. Heat is the enemy of an LED light engine. A chip on an LED board is just like a computer chip. So that's why if your iPhone is out in the sun, it shuts off.
Yeah.
If a lighting engine gets too hot, that's LED driven, it will fail. And that's what causes failure. So what's in there, what that weight is that's excess, or extra, I should say, beefed up heat dissipation with a heat sink. There's better quality components. Now, that bulb is about $7. So you would say, oh, my gosh, there's no way. Maybe it's a better quality, but I don't think I'm going to go spend 2.5 times.
But it's 3 times heavier.
But if you look at, luckily for us, the one space in the industry that is a little bit regulated is a consumer-based product. And what you'll find on the back of any consumer-based lighting product, like a light bulb, is luckily the DOE has regulated this so that they have this lighting facts thing that looks kind of like a caloric intake information label that the FDA puts on all food products. So it just has your basic facts about the light output in lumens, the color of what the lamp's putting out, and then life expectancy. And the way they base this is they make every manufacturer base it on burning that light 3 hours a day. So, Trent, if you take this light bulb 3 hours a day, how long will that last?
1.8 years.
So you only got to spend $250, but you got to spend $250 every 2 years. Okay, this light bulb that I would recommend to you has the same color, same output, actually better light output.
Goodness
and
gracious.
Look what that one says.
22.8 years.
That's the difference in quality. And you can extrapolate that into the commercial grade products, and there is that much of a difference between your cheap Chinese imports that come in that aren't really made efficiently and a good quality made product. So that's one of the things that we talk about in terms of you don't buy lighting products based on the lowest upfront cost because you want it to last.
And it carries over to your home as well, right?
Absolutely.
So I know you started because you need the bandwidth and the girth. You started commercial industrial. That's your bread and butter. But do you do residential as well?
We don't do residential as a business model, but I sell to people that put them in their houses all the time. My house is LED top to bottom because I'm in the business.
Well, your house is heavy.
It is it. Well, LED products for home. For the home environment, those products were not very good 5 years ago. The colors were off.
You kind of had that bluish that people complained about.
Bluish color, right. Now you get a full range of color options now, from the very soft color to the very warm color. And so you can go from the blues all the way into the warm yellows, and it replicates incandescent. So that architecturally it now fits. And now there is everything available from the smallest little halogen bulb all the way up to a linear-looking tube. So in a house, you can do everything LED now, inside the appliances, decorative, everything.
Well, I tell people all the time that you can tell how expensive and how nice and well-built a house is by the weight of it. I mean, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always walking around hitting walls and stuff, and I'm like, man, this is a nice house. It's heavy.
Needs to be solid.
But it's true. I mean, I can't believe that. So 2.8 years versus 23.8 years.
Yeah, 1.8.
1.8 years versus 22.8. I gave 1 year to each of them.
Right. Jeff, that's right on the side of the box. I mean, any consumer, anybody who's interested in this stuff can go to really anywhere that's going to sell lights. And you're right, it looks exactly like, you call it the caloric breakdown of any food you would eat.
Maybe we can get Travis to take a picture of it and post it to our podcast or website. Page, I don't know where we post stuff, but it's out there.
We're on InstaChat.
InstaChat?
No, I just made that up. that is our social media.
Face.com?
Yeah. The Facebook? Drop the. If anybody's ever seen the social network. But no, we can't put it on there, but that is cool. I mean, when Jeff first showed that to us, he came and did a sort of a show and tell with Roby Electric, and I mean, this is your number one selling tool. I mean, this is perfect. This is exactly what I was trying to articulate in the last segment, but you just did it with a picture.
I mean, if you're going to be in your building for 10 years,
you're foolish.
Pay 2.5 times.
Exactly.
I mean, and you can probably, on a large building, finance that and carry your cost.
Well, on this, what is that over? Those old infomercial. Ronco, set it and forget it. All you got to do is put these things in.
I thought it was the ShamWow. I'm over here with the ShamWow.
That's that guy's got the same haircut as me.
Same haircut. I have the same voice with a southern twang.
A little bit of southern twang.
We're the ShamWow.
But I do want to say, Jeff and I have become really good friends, and you and Jeff have become very good friends. Through me, I met Jeff. I talk about Mike Griffin and the Griffin family and the Griffin Brothers companies a lot on the show, and Mike's been on the show a couple times. But it's you share business with people you like, and you share relationships with people you like. And we were riding up to the mountains to play golf the first time we ever met, and I think the whole time you and I talked about your business and your struggles,
right?
And people problems, and you're on a cutting edge industry, and getting excitement and how you do it, and I mean it was just so fun to talk about, and we're like, man, we have an electrical company. You got to meet Patrick, and we got to figure out how we can help each other grow our businesses for the benefit of the consumer.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And I think we're doing that. It's exciting. I think this is really neat. I mean, give us a couple other tidbits nuggets that people can take home.
Nuggets of information.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you mentioned on the last segment, rebates, and so rebates, incentives, as they are called, are available through a lot of different utilities. They change constantly, so it's important to stay on top of that.
Well, it's also important to have let me give you a shameless plug here. It's also important to have a good partner that can help you navigate that, because you could leave a ton of money on the table if you do this the wrong way.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct. And so we've worked with utilities all across the country. We actually have a dedicated employee that does nothing but work with utilities.
That's important.
Oh, wow.
Manage the rebate process, because if you go out and you're doing a project and you have a nice chunk of money built in there that's based on an incentive, you want to make absolutely certain that you dot your I's and cross your T's, because if that money vaporizes, the financial house that you've built kind of crumbles, right? So that's very important. So that's a tidbit is you'll be surprised about the incentives that are available. Now, on the residential side, for your basic consumer, there aren't really incentives available per se with lighting, but they do subsidize through the utility company. Duke Energy, as an example, if you're a Duke Energy customer, you can go on their website, give a plug for them, and you can buy light bulbs for your house. Now, I'm not going to slam them. They are a little bit lower quality, but they are ridiculously inexpensive. And that's a way for Duke Energy to promote the average homeowner to go and try them out and say, wow, these actually do work, and they're not blue. Okay, now I'll go buy some more, because there's a limit on. You can just buy 3 or 4.
And they send you a little kit. I've done that before.
They send you the kit, right? That's a good way to kind of tip your toe in the water of retrofitting your house with LED.
But once you start doing it, I mean, it's almost like addictive. Like, I don't buy regular light bulbs anymore. One goes out, we just replace it with an LED. We've done that a few times in our house, and I haven't had to touch those light bulbs.
I've convinced every neighbor on my street to do that.
Yeah, it saves you money. So.
Well, Jeff, plug your business one time before you go. Man, it's been very educational. It's always fun to hang out and cut up.
Well, thanks, Trent and Patrick. Appreciate you guys having me on the show. And again, that's South Point Solutions. Our home office is right down the road in Indian Land, South Carolina, and we appreciate the opportunity to get on the show.
How can people get a hold of you?
You can contact our office at 803-802-7330 or southpointsolutions.com.
Jeff, thanks for being with us.
You're
we'll see you later,
welcome.
Hickey.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back.